says that if culture happens to be what seizes a hold of your soul, you will have to admit that you will always be living in an area of displacement. It's something like that. My memory is failing me now, but it's something like, the importance of culture and difference, of thinking from difference and within difference, inhabiting difference in that way that I find that is well explained in the manifesto. The third point is a certain methodological complexity, and especially the idea of situated, multi-situated ethnography, multi-situated knowledge. It's not just multi-sided. Multi-sided is important. We have to acknowledge that, by multi-situated and shared knowledges. And I encourage all of you to read the manifesto and see how they define this new concept. And politically as well, political complexity in the sense that they say, well, yeah, sure, we know about the division between self and other, between ourselves and others. And we have complicated that. But let's make that into the anchoring point for reconstituting sort of the space as an interspace of relations. So the notion of interspace or relation between, ourselves and others, I think, is one that is very interesting. Okay, and the last few minutes I want to devote to maybe 5 minutes, okay? Yeah? Okay. I'm not sure how to put it also, but it's very similar to what Virginia was pointing out. And it started with the vision of anthropology as, and I agree, it's a defense of anthropology. It's a wonderful defense of anthropology, and I think is one that we can become very good at articulating also based on the manifesto. But going back to three problematic assumptions that I find: the question of unity in diversity as the quest for anthropology, as the manifesto puts it, the question of universalism, and the question of general knowledge. So let me say a couple of things about each of them. Unity in diversity was sort of the old definition that George Stocking, some of you might remember, in his first volume, I think, of the History of Anthropology, of History and Anthropology, he called anthropology the study of unity in diversity. And it seems, I'm going to quote from the manifesto, this is from page 19, when it says, "It seems to us that the project of getting to know the diversity and universality of humankind must be taken up in the form of an ongoing dialogue with those whom anthropology and anthropologists have taken thus far as objects of study." So the second half, wonderful, yes, we have to pay attention,